Sure, you can always shop around for flooring, but in the end, it all leads back to the one place you probably should have started, the experts at Carpet One. Save yourself the time and the hassle and let Carpet One help you find the right product at the right price, beautifully installed, guaranteed. Come see the One, Carpet One, on the Business Loop in Columbia.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Friday, July the 22nd. We have Dr. David Newman with us today from RoseHeart Hypnotherapy Success Center, and we're going to talk about something that many of us are guilty of, and that is procrastinating, putting things off. Putting out, oh, I'll just do it later.
Yep.
I know I should do it now, but well, we'll wait, maybe tomorrow. It'll be a better day. How many of us do that?
Almost everybody. And here's the interesting thing about procrastination. We have a wonderful thing. It's called the Psychiatric Bible, but it's called DSM, the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Health. And procrastination's not in there. It's one of the few that aren't. I mean, almost everything else you can sit down there and look at the DSM and come out with something. Procrastination is not.
Why?
Well, really what procrastination is it is a control issue. And the person feels out of control in a number of things that they're doing. For example, I don't get to choose when I go to work. I don't get to really choose when I arrive at work or when I leave from work and things like that. So what people do in an effort to get control is, I cannot control all of this, but I can control one thing, and I can control when I do something and what time I do it. And so people that are really bad procrastinators actually have what we refer to as an analytical or emotional psychological profile. Will push that, and they'll go, okay, I have to be here at 8 o'clock. Normally it takes me 30 minutes, so I'm going to leave at 7:30 to be here at 8. But could I make it at 7:35 and still be there at 8? Well, I did. And then the next day it's a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and they kind of push that in an effort to control. And that's really what procrastination is all about. So you see the person that is habitually late to everything. My wife will kill me, but what the heck. We joke in the family all the time, but if I need to be someplace, I will tell her at a much earlier time. And then I really got in trouble one time because it came back to bite me, because we arrived and she apologized for being late. And they said, what do you mean being late? You're perfectly on time. And she goes, no, I was supposed to be here at 6:30. It's 7 o'clock. Yeah, and so I kind of caught that one.
Okay, there are certain people that are prone to
very
procrastination.
Much so. Yeah.
What, is there a certain personality type here?
Yeah, there is. A psychiatrist would refer to them as an analytical. In hypnotherapy, we refer to them as emotionals, because these people are very much in their heads. Things need to be logical, rational, and reasonable. They think about things. They prefer to read memorandum rather than talk to people on the phone. They don't like large crowds. They like people in ones and twos. And they're very, very good at what they do. They are the consummate professional. But these are also the people that like to take charge, and they take charge of themselves, and they have a tendency to either be late or they flip the other way and they're extremely early. And I can remember my father was much like this, and he used to say it's better to be 5 hours early than 1 minute late. And that was just the rule of the house. You never arrived any place late.
Now, sometimes there are things you just don't want to do.
Yes.
There's a chore you don't want to do. There's a phone call you don't want to make.
Absolutely.
There's a note you don't want to write. And I find myself doing this. Now, I don't think I procrastinate a lot, but I do sometimes.
Of course, we all do.
And I'll write myself a note, do such and such. And I know that I'm supposed to do that such and such later today. But I'll look at it, it'll be later in the day, and I'll just take that note and put it over here. I'll do it later. I'll do it tomorrow, or do it the next day. And then finally, it gets to the point where it really starts weighing on me. And I will go and do that immediately and do extra things that I hadn't even planned to do. And then it feels real good.
It does, because you did what you needed to do. What you're talking about is what's referred to in my world as avoidance. Okay, and that is, I'm putting something off. I really don't want to deal with it, or I don't want to have this conversation with a person. Usually where you will really see it is like if you're a boss and you have to terminate somebody, and you will push that as far back as you possibly can because it's not pleasant, you don't want it, and and you're disrupting a family member. So that's avoidance, and that's perfectly normal. But there are some tricks to get around it. Now, you like to use the to-do list. I'll write a list and then I'll kind of move it over. Well, the problem with to-do lists is we actually spend statistically more time looking at the list and deciding what we're going to do on the list rather than doing the list. So what I do is I use a smartphone. Most of us have smartphones. Some folks don't. But if you do, you might try this. What I do is I set a little memo, okay, a little memorandum, and I give myself a time that I feel comfortable with. So at 2 o'clock, I'm going to do this. 2 o'clock comes along and it rings and I don't even think about it. I just, I got to do this. And I just simply do it. Now that hit a bit of a speed bump for about the first 15 days that I did it. Once that was over, I don't think anything about it. It goes up, and even if I'm on the phone, my memo comes up and I go, oh, okay, hey, listen, I got to do some stuff. I'm still going to be talking to you, but you may hear a little bit of background noise while I do this, because if I don't get it done, then I'm going to get in trouble. Mm-hmm. People don't mind.
See, I've done that. I've put it in the phone too, but if you don't want to do it, then you can not dismiss it. You just
remind me later.
Right.
Yeah.
It will remind you later, and 10 minutes or half an hour later, it'll come back and remind you again.
And here's the really sad thing about that. It's a lot of people do that with like snooze alarms. Okay, they'll hit it. Now here's the thing. When you wake up from sleep and you hit the snooze alarm, you actually go into a deeper state of sleep than you did before you ever hit the snooze alarm. Okay?
You do.
And every time you go deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's why people hit the snooze alarm. They'll hit it 15, 20 times. And because now, I just can't get up. I'm just exhausted. That's why. Unfortunately, something very similar happens when you dismiss something on your cell phone. And that is that your mind just clicks as if it has already done it. All of a sudden it pops back up and go, but I got this and this and this to do. And now what do I do? And so now you're back into trying to reorganize
stuff. So the best thing to do is
just do it.
When you have to do something, just go ahead and do it and don't put it off, and you'll feel a whole lot better.
Or what you could do is do that, give yourself a reward, and then if that gets out of hand, come and see me. I'm sorry. Shameless capitalism here.
No, I think that's it's a good idea. We all have our little idiosyncrasies.
We do.
And procrastinating is something, I guess, that it's wired into our human nature.
It is, and it does serve a good point, okay? But sometimes, especially in our society now, we can go overboard with it.
All right.
And it's because we just have so much coming at us.
If people want more information about RoseHeart Hypnotherapy Success Center or hypnosis, what do they do?
They can give me a call at 888-604-9997, or they can go to our website, www.mohyp.com.
Okay, you'll be back again, and we'll pick another topic that
absolutely
affects each and every one of us.
I gave you 146 options. You
did.
Just pick one.
Yeah, and I put off picking up. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Monday we've got Habitat for Humanity, and we'll tell you about the very nice quilt show coming up. If there's something you'd like to hear or see, drop me an email at pepperp@missouri.edu. Bye-bye.